Hi and welcome to another free.volous episode. Today we are doing a throwback episode on the Sleek palettes, and if you've been on YouTube for a while you can remember when I think it was the Pixies, at least for me, started talking about these palettes, because there was a time where we didn't have access to a lot of color, or at least very pigmented eyeshadows. Except for MAC maybe. Again, MAC was really expensive back in the day, and for people who wanted to have fun and play with color, there wasn't much to go with. And Sleek is very affordable. They're still out there. The products are usually highly pigmented. The face products, well, you just need a touch of the brush. And they were really fun. The eyeshadow pans are small, but you are paying €10, I think, for 12 colors. So they are worth your while in that sense. And it was the thing to get if you wanted to play with color but you didn't have a lot of money to spend. It was a bit hard to get a hold of Sleek at first because they're from the UK, I think. But now they're basically almost everywhere. And I have two palettes here. I have this one, which is the Au Naturel, and I have the original palette. So these are the ones I will be talking about. I had the original, the first Au Naturel palette. This is a new one, or more recent one. I think they have reformulated it and changed also the colors. These are sort of quite minky colors. They have a lot of neutrals. They have a few shimmery shades to play with, but they have a lot of these off-white colors. They all translate the same on my skin tone, and they are not very pigmented. They're quite powdery, kind of talky. So yeah, keep that in mind. There are not many medium, or at all any medium browns and transition colors, and then you have the darkest row up here. The black is really good, and I must say that the shimmers from this palette and these palettes are really good still. As for the mattes, the darker ones, yes, they can be slightly patchy, but you can blend them out with quite some ease. But the lighter mattes are just meh. I used to have one of these, as in the original or the first Au Naturel palette, which had some different shades from this one, as my theatre kit when I was a bit low on money and I didn't want to use my very, very good stuff on my eyes. At least on my face I always use very high-end stuff because breakouts, but on my eyes I didn't want to spend a lot of money, so I used one of these. This one wouldn't be possible to use right now because of the color range, but as I said, the shimmers are really good, and I want to give a huge shout out to this palette, which is the original number 594. I had a lot of fun playing with these shades. They do have a lot of fallout, especially the blues. I was in a bit of a pickle there when I use the blues to create this look that you're seeing here. But other than that, the shadows are beautifully pigmented, very bright. The metallicness of them is really good. The shimmers are very soft. They feel very almost creamy, which is unheard of, or was unheard of, for such an affordable palette. And back in the day, there weren't many formulas like this. They were all a bit more dry. So these are very easy to work with. They give you a lot of shine. So I had a lot of fun playing with these again. I'm not using them anymore, and I just picked them out of my little drawer where I keep my stuff that I don't use but I can't say goodbye to, in a way. This one, the Au Naturel palette, I didn't care for it too much. I used a couple of colors, but nah. But this one is a great companion palette. If you have several neutrals in your collection and several mattes in your collection, this one would be a very good companion palette to create bolder, more colorful looks, and I think you would have a lot of fun with it. So yes, overall, I wouldn't trust their lighter mattes. They're a bit chalky and no pigment whatsoever, but I would still check their palettes. If you're on a budget and you want to play with colors and shimmers, they're still really nice. I hope this has brought you back some memories. Share them with me on the comments below. Let me know what you want to see next on this throwback kind of section of my channel. As usual, the requests are leave me a thumbs up down below if you've enjoyed this video, subscribe if you haven't already and you want to hear more from me, share my channel around, and thank you for spending your time on me. I'll see you on my next video, and let's go into the voiceover tutorials. Starting off in the wrong foot, messing up with the primer, but I did use primer on my first look, and then going with the peachy color all over the lid. It didn't translate at all. And then taking this very cool toned brown on the outer corners and taking it into the crease. As you will see, this is one of the matte colors that it's a bit patchy, but you can make it work. And then blending with a clean brush. Going in for the deeper green. This is all from the All Natural palette, and I'm using it on the outer corners, and then I'm going to smoke it into the whole lid. Next, I'm going to take the brighter green from the original palette and press it onto my lid with my fingers and building it up until I have the desired intensity, cleaning up under the eyes, and then going with that off-white yellowish color, but again, nothing happened. Touching up my bronzer. And then I'm going to go with the blusher. This is by Essence. I don't know if they still do this, but it's a peachy blush. Lining the inner rims of my eyes and using that same deeper green from the Au Natural palette under the eyes and a little bit of the dark brown just on the outer corners. Then I'm going to take the brighter green and just pop it right in the middle, in the center of the lower lash line. And I love this look without mascara. I'm just going to jazz up my brows. I'm going to use lip liner. This is a very neutral color for me. And this is my perfect, at the moment, nude. This is Fuel by Urban Decay. I don't know if they still make it, but there are plenty of nudes out there. This is just a suggestion of the type of color. Because you would freak out without mascara on my eyes, I applied a little bit to the roots, and here is the finished look. On to the second look. I'm going to use this deep aubergine metallic-y color from the Au Natural palette. I'm going to apply it all over the lid and even a little bit above the crease line where you usually don't apply a sort of metallic shade, but I did. Next, I'm going to go with this coppery color from the original palette. I first applied it just with a dense dry brush, but then I decided to get the brush wet to get all that foiled effect onto the lids. I'm focusing most of the color on the center of the lid, and then I'm going to blend out the edges with a clean brush, and I'm going to go for the purple. Oh yes, I'm going to line my lower lash line with it and also pack it onto the outer corner, and then I'm going to blend it out and build it and blend it and build it and blend it. Cleaning out the edges with a clean brush, and then I'm going to go in with a dark blue eyeliner. This one is from NARS. It was limited edition. Any dark blue will do. And this is me applying mascara, as usual. You'll see a lot of that. And I paired this with the NYX Lingerie Gloss in Honeymoon, which is a cooler toned gloss, and the Max Factor Cream Puff Blusher in Nude Mauve, an old favorite, which I still adore. This is the finished look. Let's play with some blues, shall we? I'm going to start with the darkest blue. I'm going to pack it all over the lid, and I'm going to try to be very precise, or as precise as I can possibly be. This takes a little bit building up and making sure every little nook and cranny is filled with that color. Again, I'm bringing it a bit above the crease line. Choices, decisions, and I've decided I'm going to go with the brighter blue from the original palette. This is all the original palette. I'm packing it on the inner half of the eye, basically. And then I'm going to take that more tealy color and pack it on the outer half of the eye. I had to build it up a lot and it doesn't translate on camera, but there's a gradient. There is a gradient. Blending out the harsh edges, and I think, yes, I did build up a bit more of that deeper blue around the crease area and on the outer corner, and cleaned up the edges and added some blue, dark blue eyeliner on the inner rims of the eyes, both top and bottom. And then there was the struggle of cleaning up all the fallout. Hear me out, don't do your foundation first. Okay? Save yourselves, you don't want blue on your under eye bags. This took me a lot longer to clean up than you see here. I had to edit a lot of footage out. Yes. Now going in with the tealy blue all over the lower lash line, carefully connecting the outer corners, and then going with the darker blue just on the outer corner of the lower lash line, just a touch. Loads of mascara as usual on the lower and upper lashes to frame the eyes. Then I'm lining my lips with a very muted lip liner, and I'm going to use a very nudie lip gloss with a hint of warmth to it. Adding up a bit more bronzer because I want this a bit warmer. And here is the finished look again. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this. Have a great week. I'll see you on my next video. Bye!